Tony Khan is risking it all to salvage CM Punk, which includes Khan inconveniencing his entire roster and possibly cannibalizing Rampage. We're gonna get into everything that's at stake with CM Punk back in an AEW locker room, and it's gonna blow your mind, like any pipe bomb would. CM Punk is reportedly on his way back to AEW, which still hasn't told us anything about why he's gone. In fact, Tony Khan is trying to gag rule the CM Punk situation to death because he's bending over backwards to bring Punk back in a way that doesn't divide the locker room. And how's TK gonna do that? By literally dividing the entire locker room, as there have been rumors of an AEW roster split. CM Punk coming back is such a bad idea, it's leading to even more bad ideas just to accommodate him. Like an AEW show on Saturday night built around CM Punk, with a potential second roster of any talent left that's still willing to work with Cousin Phil. A Saturday night AEW show will be a televised minefield every week, where it'll either get bullied head-to-head by college football, preempted by other sports on the Turner Network, or all of the above. Remember when CM Punk's return was used to prop up Rampage, only for Rampage to become a glorified AEW Dark? Now they're doing that on Saturday, which will render Rampage a C show, and the C stands for cannibalize, because I just don't see Rampage staying afloat if AEW is gonna try to build another B show around CM Punk. Mind you, there's already 10 hours of wrestling on TV between AEW and WWE alone, and based on AEW Dynamite ratings in 2023, the demand for AEW programming is as low as ever unless they have a giant lead-in from the NBA. Tony Khan has already shown that he doesn't have the intricate leadership skills required to manage CM Punk, but they're bringing him back anyway. Khan has also shown that AEW doesn't have the storytelling discipline to make two shows relevant at the same time, but now they're making three? I'm starting to notice a pattern of AEW doubling down on the things they don't know how to do. Hell, they can't book Jade Cargill to save their lives. Maybe Jade should get her own show. But honestly, is any of this worth a volatile top star who history suggests may not even be around to pay all of this off this time next year? What happens if CM Punk gets hurt or fights somebody else? Because Orange Cassidy can't take on the SEC all by himself. AEW sacrificing its locker room for Punk is like if there was a chef at Applebee's, and he was named Iron Chef because of how savory his 3-cheese chicken penne is. But this chef has range because nobody does hand-battered fish and chips like Chef Phil, plus he makes a mean chicken fajita roll-up. But what if Chef Phil has behavioral problems, and he brawls with other chefs in the middle of the Applebee's kitchen, during happy hour no less? Do you think Dr. Applebee's or whoever owns Applebee's would franchise a whole other Applebee's just so Chef Phil can have somewhere to cook without getting into a fight? Fuck no. You get the fuck up out of my kitchen. I don't give a fuck how good your mozzarella sticks are. I hear Chili's is hiring. Go fuck up their kitchen. Tony Khan needs to draw a line in the sand, a line in the sand, but instead, this motherfucker wants to draw a line through his whole locker room. And if the AEW locker room is a fire hazard, CM Punk is the gas tank and the match. Even the eggshells he'll have to walk on are flammable. Everything he does or says will be taken the wrong way by people who are convinced he's gonna implode again. And if and when he does, AEW will be at the mercy of Tony Khan's leadership style, which is to shut down and pretend nothing is wrong. Because that worked so well with Sammy Guevara and Andrade, Khan's booking style is even worse, because now there's reports of a possible Chris Jericho versus CM Punk feud. You know, because AEW doesn't have a creative bone in their body, so when it comes to ideas, they either have to steal from Cody Rhodes or borrow from reality. CM Punk and Chris Jericho are in the middle of a social media feud as we speak, and having an art-imitating life feud is the last thing AEW needs if this CM Punk comeback tour does happen. These worked shoots are exactly how we got here in the first place. Yet when CM Punk and AEW worked themselves into a shoot worse than just about any wrestling promotion in history, the first idea for CM Punk's big return is to go right back to that blurred lines bullshit. Reality-based storylines have burned AEW in several cases, where the talent end up literally resenting each other in real life, even coming to blows. Because there is no creative writing process in AEW, in the absence of creative, the real-life tension only gets thicker with every insult that hits too close to home. AEW has an entire show based on their backstage drama, and this past week, AEW All Access only drew 281,000 viewers. Them's power slap numbers, because AEW backstage drama doesn't draw, especially when the company freezes out its audience and isn't willing to tell a story, real or fake, about why there's all these locker room fights in the first place. People are about as interested in AEW All Access as I am in eating at a lunch counter in Kentucky. AEW is doubling down on the business of backstage drama, and they keep rolling snake eyes. But since it's a billionaire at the table, they can afford all these L's. If CM Punk comes back, he should not get his own show. He should not get his own locker room. The roster should not be split in half to accommodate him. Tony Khan can't run from this story forever, no matter how many B shows he cooks up. At some point, AEW is going to run out of days in the week to try to save CM Punk. But with the Saturday night show, AEW is cutting off the nose to spite its face. The nose being AEW Rampage. And if Rampage becomes a lame duck show because of Saturday Night Collision, and then Saturday Night Collision goes away because of the murderer's row of competition, AEW could go from having 3 shows to 1. All because they just had to make another losing bet on Cousin Phil. And if you're down for more Cousin Phil slander, click here.